See a mask, wear a mask. My name is Mike Cashman. I am going to take this mask off at the moment for the purpose of the video, just to help if anybody who's watching this who lip reads. But I'm not in danger of infecting you via the video. I listened to Any Questions tonight, Friday, and I heard representation there, a point of view from Dame Nicola Stevenson, which I think represents what I'd call considerate libertarians, considerate proponents of unlocking. Because what she said is, let's trust the common sense of the British public. For example, we've heard this example many times, if I'm all on my own in a train carriage, I don't feel that I need to wear a mask. But what she said was, if I am with people who I'm aware are, who are clearly nervous, then I will wear a mask. Well, that's great. But do you see the problem with that? I can see two problems, actually. First problem is, unless those who are nervous, perhaps because they have underlying health conditions, they may be particularly vulnerable. There may be people for whom the vaccine isn't available. Unless those who have reasons for being cautious have a reasonable degree of certainty that a lot of people will be considerate, they may not venture out at all. But there is a further problem. So Dame Nicola said, if I'm with somebody who is clearly nervous, then I will wear a mask. Is that your approach? How will you tell that somebody is clearly nervous? How would they signal that to you? You can't know. But there is one thing that you can do, which would make a difference. And I call it, see a mask, wear a mask. Because if somebody is nervous, then when they're out in public, they are likely to wear a mask. So that's not true of everybody wearing a mask. People may well be wearing a mask to be considerate to other people, protect other people as well as yourself. But if somebody is nervous, they're likely to wear a mask. So why don't we do this? If you're in an airspace with somebody who is wearing a mask, see a mask, wear a mask. All right? Put your mask on. And unlike me in this video, keep it on. And, you may say, well, hey, we might be in a big airspace. Could be, one person over there is wearing a mask. I don't think I'm necessarily going to infect them. And anyway, is my inconvenience, the fact that it may mist up my glasses, is that something that I should endure just to potentially save somebody's life? Well, actually, yes, I think it is. But let's just think of that room with perhaps only one person in the room, the far side of the room from you, wearing a mask. What's going to happen if people start putting their masks on? More and more will. This is, change management in action, a good example. And so if we can adopt the approach of see a mask, wear a mask, then it will start to become much safer for people who are cautious. Will start to mean that they can be much more confident that if they go into a room, if they're in a room wearing a mask, then other people will put one on too. Outside, yes, I think we have to use common sense. And of course, inside, there are the existing exceptions, eating and drinking and so on. But there are plenty of occasions on which, after July the 19th, we will have freedom as to whether to put on a mask or not. Hey, we haven't been out and about so much with our masks. So, our particular designs, this is the chance to be creative and to use different masks. So let's do it. And it's important because, so I was on Any Answers in the middle of May. Nita Anand called me the meaty first caller. But major point that I was making is that whenever you hear somebody talking about, oh, well, there aren't very many cases at the moment, as Boris Johnson was then, then you know that they don't understand the maths of exponential growth. Because the important thing is not what number we've got at the moment. The important thing is at what rate is it growing. So if we look back from now to the relatively small number of cases that we had in May, then yes, from the perspective of now, that's a very small number of cases. If we look back perhaps in mid-August at the number of cases we have now, just got up to 50,000 a day, that may seem small in comparison. The virus doesn't know when it's reached 100,000 a day and decide to stop there. So there could be a very large number of infections due to hit us. Most scientific opinion believes that is the case. There is a proportion of those who get COVID who will become severely ill. There's a proportion who will die. There's a proportion who will get long COVID. We can affect how many that is. So what I suggest is you see a mask on somebody else, you wear a mask yourself. And then you should know that firstly, you've protected the other people in the room. And secondly, if there is somebody who's nervous, then you've looked after their concerns. So I'm putting this video onto my YouTube channel, which has various political messages on there, but on this video I'm putting on no branding, no advertising or whatever. I'm just using the channel because that's the way that it will get to several thousand people. And if you see the video, please share it. Please spread the message to see a mask, wear a mask. Thank you.